Hey viewers, welcome to another game of CasualProGamer. Today we're now doing another StarCraft 2 game, and this is between FXOStrelok as the Terran in the bottom right and MiNiMaTh as the Zerg in the top left. And that means Zerg versus Terran, or Terran versus Zerg, whatever you prefer. And yeah, that means that we're going to see some, normally, some Marine Marauders. Well, not a whole lot of Marauders initially, but Marines, maybe Medevacs, against the Zerglings, Banelings. That would be the normal setup. Of course, you can go with several other options, such as, well, the always awesome factory rush into a lot of Hellions with Marines or something like that. On the other end, you can go for Roaches, and Roaches do very well against Marines. And they also do very well against those Hellions, but Roaches are normally a little bit slower because people don't tend to rush them. And yeah, they're pretty expensive, so you need a decent economy to support that. Anyway, we see the supply depot coming up, the Overlord coming up. Oh, it's already out there. He's sending that out, of course, and he's going to either send out a drone scout or, no, just build a fast expansion here. And his enemy is going to do the same thing. It seems that, yeah, he wants to go for that fast command center as well. So we're going to play more of an economic game. This is a 4-player map, so they don't know where their enemies are. And yeah, you can see that from the scouting pattern of these overlords. So yeah, just sending this one out and going to scout this base, and yeah, now sending out the drone scout. Yeah, the second overlord would not reach anything in time, so he's just going to scout with the drone and keep this one at home, because if it would scout a base, for example this one, by that time there will be enough Marines out to instantly snipe it, and he doesn't want to lose 100 minerals if he can, well, do it with just 50. So that's why the drone is sent out, and the drone does find the base. It is now the SCV that has to find the base on the other end, but, well, it's going to scout into the top right first and then the top left. So it'll take a while, and in the meantime the barracks is coming up, and the drone actually gets out of the base. We normally don't see this. We normally see people wanting to scout as much as possible, and of course against Terran that's pretty hard to do, because if your drone stays in the base, they're going to build outside of the base, so they will build their factory over here if they want to build a factory, or, well, a second barracks or whatever they're planning to do. And in this case it is a factory, in fact. I did not see this game yet, just so we're clear on that. Yeah, normally you build a tech where the drone isn't, so you will either build it here if the drone is still inside and then snipe it with one of the Marines, or if the drone's outside you will complete this wall off and just build your stuff on the inside so that it can't be scouted. In this case he has 2 Marines out, and that's going to hold off the drone from scouting, and yeah, that should be good enough. So let's see if he actually scouted that base. Yes, he did scout it. He did see that there's an expansion up. He did see the supply, the spawning pool is up. On the other side, yeah, they did see the 2 command centers, the barracks, but nothing else. So it doesn't know the factory is up. Oh, it's going to be Hellions here, and that should be interesting, to say the least. The Hellions are going to come out, and they are going to snipe the drones really quickly, because that's what they're made for, to combat those small units. So Zerglings, drones, those kind of units. And let's see if he has anything else. No, it's just the Zerglings. He's actually going for the speed Zerglings, which should provide him with a little bit better defense. First 2 Hellions out, and let's see how this works, because against the Queens, yeah, the Hellions aren't great, but they are great against everything else. It is just the Queens that he needs to worry about. Of course, enough Hellions can deal with the Queens. 1 Hellion? Are you kidding me? I didn't have enough. Oh no, one of them is Still in the base. Don't know why though. And we are going to kill the destructible rocks, but well, it's all about this first fight, of course. He's going to try to sneak past the queens, and if he can sneak past the queens, that would be awesome. But yeah, the queens did spot that. The creep does give him vision, and here we see it. The sneak by, and he's going to attempt to kill all of the Zerglings. But the Zergling's doing a good job of actually killing the Hellions, and wow, just cleaning that up. And yeah, that was pretty nicely done. So yeah, the Zergling's now going to try to attack, but there are enough Hellions here to hold off any counter push of just Zerglings. And of course the queens, because they're so slow, they can't well, traverse the map in time to join this attack. And what's he doing? Is he going to drop them? No. Now that would be crazy. Oh yeah, this destructible rocks is protected. Well, it's wow, blue flame Hellions already. And yeah, that means that the Zerglings are going to melt instantly. Also the drones are going to melt instantly. And oh, he's not going to hold this off, I think. No, there you go, all of the Zerglings melting. Just yeah, there's just nothing he can do about this, I think. As long as the queens don't do enough damage, because the queens are pretty good at this. But this is yeah, this is going to be very, very strong. Baneling Nest coming up, but Baneling Nest is not going to save him here. Wow, everything is going down! Well, Mutalisk might actually save him. He does have a Spire out, so Mutalisk, of course, well, being flying units, they may actually be able to, well, to kill all of these Hellions. But then if he switches back to like infantry, so Marines, then the Mutalisk are pretty much screwed as well. But so many drones have gone down already. Actually, it's only 9. It seemed like a lot more. But yeah, it is enough to keep him one base lower than, well, he should be. And the Terran is expanding. There are the Mutalisks. The Mutalisks are going to try to do some damage here. But it is it was a strong push. It was definitely a strong push. 10 workers killed versus the 1 scouting SCV. Well, the SCV that was at this watchtower. And here we go. Is he going to snipe a whole bunch with these Mutalisks, or are they going to be, well, kind of worthless? Well, they pick off a few workers here, and that kind of pulls it back together. Of course, he still lost a whole bunch of Zerglings. And where are his... oh, there are his units. So Thor's up to deal with those Mutalisks. Man, that is insane. Yeah, the Thors do quite a lot of damage to the Mutalisks if they're clumped up, because they do have that splash attack. And he does have 3 of them out, so there's no way the Mutalisk can just snipe that easily. There are only a few Mutalisk out, and yeah, the Zerglings are getting back into this. But well, a very strong opening here from our Terran player. He is yeah, ahead in the resources lost, and that's the good thing if you're, well, if you have less resources lost, of course. And how are the incomes doing? So the income of the Terran player is higher, but that may be because he's using mules, but there are no mules on the field. Oh, there are 3 mules on the field. Okay, so it's about equal in income, I guess. In units, 6 Thors on the field. That is just an insane amount. I've never seen so many Thors in this, well, this early in the game. And are we going to... no, we're not going to do anything for now. And yeah, the Thors have the plating and on the extra upgrade. Well, the one upgrade on the defense and offense. I was wondering what this second one was, but it is actually because they have 2 weapons. They have weapons for air and weapons for ground, so that's why it's mentioned twice. And of course these guys, yeah, they have the 1-on-1 upgrades as well, plus they have the blue flame upgrade. I believe that's called Afterburner or something like that. Man, he is just, well, making mincemeat out of these Zerg units, and wow, the Zerg does retaliate and does snipe everyone. But yeah, the dangerous units are still here. Still, there's 6 observers, Thors out, and the 6 Thors are going to do very well. Yeah, he's keeping that to 6. He has 6 siege tanks now, and that is not going to work. Running in a line against a Terran player with the Hellions, that is not going to work because they, of course, have line splash. And yeah, here come the Roaches. Roach is actually very good in that early game, but against tanks and yeah, well, against Thors they are still good, but against tanks they normally, well, kind of lose just straight up. Because, well, the tanks have splash and range, and the Roaches have very limited range, plus they have no splash. So most of the time, yeah, this is what happens. They did pick off 2 Thors, I think. Well, he still has 5 remaining, so it may have just been 1. And yeah, it's the units are getting a little bit lower health, but it's not really, well, it doesn't really matter. Does he have SCVs with this? Because it seems that he just repaired one of the Thors. So I'm going to snipe a few of the Overlords because they are wandering into his territory. And yeah, here is the counterattack coming. Is he going to crush the army from 2 sides, or is he going to go for the actual counterattack? No, he's going to try to crush the army from 2 sides. And yeah, we'll have to see how that works out for him. With no vision, yeah, he's just running into an unknown territory, and yeah, of course he can't really scout because of those Thors. But it would have been better to just send in like a few Zerglings to see what's there. And the counterattack, it is. I mean, counterattacking this base, but yeah, that's Terran, man. You can just lift up and you should be fine. So he can expand over here, for example, and that would take the Zerg player quite a while to find. Plus, if you go all the way over here or over here, well, that's why he has an Overlord over here, still. But if you go over here, it would overextend the Zerg units because they have to go back through this this choke, and it would actually be very risky. We are building another command center and another command center. So either he wants to truly expand to everything on the map, every base on the map, or he's just kind of so far ahead that he doesn't really care. He is at full capacity, so full supply, and we're going to see how this works. So yeah, the flying unit's not really going to do a whole lot. They're just there to hold off, well, potential flying units that were coming in. But there are no flying units that are really coming in. Well, a few Corruptors, but the Corruptors are there to deal with the Vikings, not the other way around. It is these guys that he was afraid of, and I just didn't see them in the production tab because they were already produced. And yes, that's why I should have the unit tab open. I know. So a big fight here, and yeah, it's just these guys that are staying alive. These guys are not going to do anything because they can't attack the ground units. And yeah, we still have a pretty nice army here for our Terran player. These are all Zerglings, so they're not going to do anything against this. Although the Zerglings are pretty good when it's only one Thor, they're not really good when it's Thors plus tanks plus, well, it's a big group of them. And he's going to land the Vikings, obviously. The Vikings on the ground can actually handle the Zerglings. Well, they can kill the Zerglings. When they're in the air, they can't attack them. So it's air to air and ground to ground for the Vikings. So okay, here we go. Going to take out another base, and it seems that this Terran player is in complete control here. He is 30 foot ahead in that army count, but that doesn't really mean everything. It also depends on what your army is, so what it consists of, and it is roaches at the moment, but yeah, that is not going to be enough. He lost another base. These bases are mined out, well, almost mined out. This one is mined out, and well, the rest is just gone. And now that he lost his last mining base, there was nothing he could do. A very nice fight, and indeed, by the way, we saw all of these bases going up, and yeah, I think that's just for troll, because he wasn't really planning to expand that much. Although he did mine out this and this, so he was planning to expand, but this one is still reasonably healthy. And yeah, well, he just wanted to expand, I guess. Anyway, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time. GG!